Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Hi, Tom. So yeah, welcome to Friday warm-up, and today we're doing the Moyse number 3 from the 24 Little Melodic Studies. So if you have that book, I would suggest digging that out and getting it ready. Hello. Yes, very wet and miserable, I'm afraid. Not as sunny as last week. Hi, Hazel. Great, there's quite a few of you today. That's nice. Okay, so flute's ready. That's a good place to start. And yeah, Moyse number 3. So I've written some handouts for this one. Hi, Rachel. And I've made it a little bit easier to download them now, so you don't have to enter any of your details. You just click the PDF icon on my website and it will just bring it straight up. I didn't realize I could do that. So that's easier, I think. And I'll do that from the future. Good, glad it worked. Okay, excellent. So hopefully you've all got the handout as well. And I will follow it. Hi, Diane. Great. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, which I just like to do the first note of each bar, getting the embouchure really set up nicely, so playing loud to soft, getting that sort of swinging motion, because we're in 3/4 again, like number 2, but this time in F major. And so we want to get this sense of the first beat being the most important. And quite often with this one, the mistake is to accent the second note. And it's difficult because he's written a line on that note. And so quite often it gets a lot of weight and only a dot on the first note, but we still need to show this dum, ding, dum. So not upbeat to downbeat, but downbeat, second beat. So it's quite a tricky study for that, and he's done that on purpose, I think. So the first thing, yeah, I want to do is just practice this swinging motion for the notes. So let's take the first note of each bar, and we'll just do the first line or something like that. And thinking of our ow shape as well with the jaw and the lower lip. Okay, so off we go. And if you have any questions, feel free. Okay, one more time. So let's do that one more time. 1, 2. Good. And the point that I was making with the little arrows at the top is the where your lips are going. So down and follow all the way. I've written it on the next line down as well to just connect to the next note. Do, do. So the air doesn't stop before the next note, but you do have to then quickly redirect it down. That's down, up, down, quite suddenly at the louder point. Okay, so let's just try it one more time, feeling real connection. And if you need to breathe, that's fine, but just try not to do it every bar so we get some connection. Ready? 1, 2. Good. Okay, So that's the idea. Now let's add the second note to that, but let's do it under a slur. So this is the next bit down. So just be careful that because the note's going down, that you're not blowing down as well, because we want it to be softer. So it still needs that same movement that we just did. Otherwise we get strong second beat, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Okay, so nice soft second beat, a nice vibrant first beat. Let's try that. Okay, let's do that one more time. 1, 2. Okay, good. So that's the getting the shape really nice now. Now we need to work a little bit on the difference of attack of the two notes. So we have the short F and then the held C. Dum, dum. And when I studied these with William Bennett, his words for this one were happy, happy. And so if you think of how you say that word, you've got a huh at the beginning. So there's the effort, a little bit more effort on that one from below. So something in the sort of stomach area. And then p is a nice clean second note. So you can think da and then p, or da, tu, or da, pu, something like that. So it's very clean but soft on the second note. So firstly, let's practice just the first note attack. So the short da, the ha. So we're going to do that as a ha without any tongue. And we'll do 3 notes of the same note on each one. So it's like at the beginning, the first note of each bar, but this time we're doing 3 of them. All without the tongue. So ready, 1. Okay, let's do that again. And I'm on my exercise ball today, so I'm just feeling a little bit like this brings the air straight out nicely. And if you're not on an exercise ball, just try and think of how you can get that air out nice and free, just like we did with our breathing exercises in a previous warm-up, just very free and spontaneous with the airstream. Okay, and just think about how your posture is on your chair, or if you're standing up. Is your head coming forward? Is it going back? Are you nice and relaxed in the arms? Just keep checking in with different parts of your body as you're doing that. And some notes won't speak that clearly, but that doesn't matter so much. We're just trying to get the air nice and free. So let's try that one more time. Same thing. All on the ha. Ready? 1, 2. Okay, now let's go up a semitone, just to keep going with this idea. So same thing, but now on an F sharp. 1, 2. Okay, And that one more time, F sharps. Okay, next one up, G. Okay, one more time. And then last one, G sharp. 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2. Good. Now, if you can, just on that one, I think is a good one to do it on. Do it all as harmonics. So harmonic for G is going to be low C. Oh, so A flat, sorry. D flat. So just do that in your own time as well. Work out the harmonics for that. It gives you an added little bit of resistance and a bit more stretch for the technique. Let's try that one more time. So it's going to be D flat starting with. Ready, 1, 2. Okay, great. Now we are going to do with the tongue. So adding just D to all of those. So we'll start back on the F, the 3 notes. So tu, 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 or D, D, D. Get that same release of air that you had without the tongue, but now you just have a nice clean beginning as well. Ready? Let's try it back on F. 1, 2. Good. And you might notice that it's suddenly easier because you've got the groundwork done with the airstream, and then the tongue doesn't have to work hard at all. It's just making a nice, clean beginning. Okay, let's go up as a note then, F sharps. 1, 2. Okay, and then G. 1, 2. And last one, A flat or G sharp. 1, 2. Good. So that is practicing the first notes of each one, and it's just keeping that bouncy quality. And if I notice that I'm not bouncing on the ball when I do it, it means I've gripped somewhere and the tension has creeped in somewhere. So I really recommend having something like that. It doesn't have to be an exercise ball. It could be some sort of like a chair or some cushion or something that gives you something as feedback. And then just, yeah, keep buoyant as you do it. Hi, Matt. Thank you for your comment. Great. Okay, so let's move on to putting it all together. So we're going to do the study as it's written. So that nice bouncy first note, and then think of how you did the slur for the second note, and then you just add the tiniest little bit of t or p to that one. So actually, let's just practice the second note on a p. So that's going to be first, it's going to be C. Okay, something like that. Let's now put that together. Ready? So. Okay, excellent. So nice and vibrant, not too short on the first note. And then second note into the next downbeat, a little bit more connection. Dum, dee, dum. But that doesn't mean crescendo. Careful not to go. Don't crescendo to it. Just release the sound, but don't completely release it so that it cuts off. Should we try that one more time? So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Good. So we did a lot on the articulation. The slurred bits, those need a different character to this happy. This is more like a big sort of stroke of a big cat or something. Very sort of legato and generous in the sound. The first one is easier because it's going down. The second one, where it's G, B, D, C. Careful not to shout out the top D. So we need to lift, lift, and then lift for D, and then coming back down for C. So actually, let's just practice D down to C. If you don't lift enough, just like I didn't do there, it's flat on that D. So you've got to really aim your air nice and high. Keep the airspeed fast. Practice the G with the harmonic. Okay, so that's actually quite difficult. So I would practice that one a little bit more. But for now, let's move on. We've got the variation of number 3, which is the triplet of the first note, first beat. So we have. Now we want to make sure that the second note again is softer and clear. And so think of your diminuendo through that triplet. So if you did it super slow. And the words for this one are not happy, but elephant's bum. So elephant's bum, elephant's bum, so elephant. Very released on the triplet and then clear but soft on the second beat. So let's practice just a little bit of that one. Oh, I don't have the notes in front of me, sorry. Okay, I should really bring, it would have been a good idea to bring the music. So that's that one. And then the second variation is just an extension of that. So 1, 2, 3, we still want that shape. We've just got the added challenge of the beat 2 to 3, there's that repeated note. That C going into the third beat. So try to make sure that that's clear by coming away from the first C, but not making the third beat too strong. Try not to accent that one just to show the repeated notes. Make sure that's still the softest beat of the bar, okay? And I've just included the Moyse scales and arpeggios, 480 exercises, the first page, and we can do that one in F major, just to practice triplets and getting the fingers nice and warmed up as well, because we have a lot of C to D kind of thing. So if you look at the second page of the handouts, we can have a go at that. Starts on low C, and throughout this one we're going to do B flats. So if you look at the bottom of the page, he's put all the keys in there, and you just basically apply the accidentals, the key signature, to the notes above. So that's how that one works. I recommend this book. It's really a nice way to practice scales because it breaks it down into chunks, and it does it all in triplets where we normally practice scales in 2s or 4s or 8s. So it gives you a different spin on scale practice. Okay, so shall we try the F major version of this? So let's do each one twice and then take a breath, go on to the next note, which is D. So let's start again. Then you go back to the beginning, but now up the octave, so we're carrying on with C. Okay, so that's the Moyse exercises. I'll just give you a couple of quick ways to practice these as well, because it's all in triplets. It can open things up to variation. So, for example, you could do one slow triplet and two fast. So if we took that F one that's on F. So you're practicing some of it with real nice full sound and care with the slow, and then you speed it up. So you're practicing more of the fingers, obviously with still with a good sound. One other way you could do that is just alternate slow and fast every triplet. And then try it all fast. And then all slow, etc. And just try and mix it all up that way. And one other piece of advice with this one is to think, because it's in 3/4, it's also helpful for study 3, is to keep thinking of the 3 beats in a bar. So use each third beat triplet to take you on to the first beat. So you get a nice shape in your scales as well. So it's not just fingers or whatever. It's really making the most of whatever's put in front of you on the page and getting a nice shape. So that's what the 24 studies are for me as well. There's such small little nuggets of music, but you can get so much out of them, especially when you have the music in front of you, which I didn't. So I'm going to bring number 4 with me next time. It's just I had so many bits up on my screen, I didn't actually bring the study. I thought I remembered it. But there we go. We can't always be perfect. So that is the half hour of warm-up. Does anybody have any questions about number 3? Anything that wasn't clear? Any other questions about flute in general? Feel free to write anything. I'll just wait a minute or so, or if you have a comment or anything like that. Nice to see everybody. Yeah, where have you been tuning in from? Maybe that's a nice comment as well. And I just lost the comments. Okay. Technology. Okay, I can't see the comment screen now, so I am going to end the stream there, and I will see you next week. Have a good week, and I hope the weather improves for all of us.